The government has spent the day insisting that it won't be passing comment on whether Boris Johnson attended the party held in the garden at Downing Street on the 20th of May 2020. But with Prime Minister's questions coming up tomorrow, is that a position that can seriously be maintained? Well, I'm joined now by Fraser Nelson, the editor of the Spectator magazine, and former government special advisor Salma Shah. Salma Shah first. Charles Walker told us earlier on this programme, senior backbench MP, that Boris Johnson had 6 months to rebuild trust. Do you think he's got that long?
I think in 6 months, it's going to be really obvious who the runners and riders of a leadership contest are going to be. I think the Prime Minister is going to have to make significant changes as soon as tomorrow if he's got a chance of surviving into the summer. Now, whilst Tory MPs privately are feeling very mutinous, it really isn't obvious that there isn't any kind of mechanism to get rid of the Prime Minister. So in that sense, he is safe. But I think the mood music around him and his premiership has taken a really damaging and dangerous turn.
Fraser Nelson, is it when, not if, he goes now, before his time's up?
I don't think so, no. He's got out of pretty big scrapes before. And what is in his favour right now is that the Tories cannot agree who should replace him. It would be one thing if people were going around saying, like, Rishi Sunak is the guy, we need to win the north of England back, or Liz Truss is the person to restore our popularity. We're not hearing any of that right now. We're just hearing discontent with Boris Johnson. So until there is a new nail to hammer out the old, then I think he is still there, trying to hope that his prospects will improve. Now, that's not impossible. I mean, the current restrictions could be gone by the end of this month. He could have a recovery narrative to try to do, but things do look pretty bleak from him. And today's news is devastating. It is literally indefensible.
Salma, if you were advising the Prime Minister, there's rumours, no stronger than that he might make some kind of statement on the party stuff before he emerges from here for Prime Minister questions tomorrow. What would you be advising him to say that might save his bacon?
I think the important thing for him to do is actually show genuine contrition and an apology that is sincere about everything that has happened. Because this story is not just an isolated incident of one party that had happened in Downing Street. We are talking about consistent breaking of the rules. And so the one thing that has been missing from the beginning in terms of Barnard Castle all the way up to present day is that nobody seems to be showing that they are genuinely apologetic about these rules being broken. And I think that's a really important thing to be able to signify.
Is he capable of genuine contrition, though?
Well, he hasn't shown it so far, and I think that is something that is going to exacerbate people's tensed mood, if I can put it as lightly as that. And I think when somebody apologises and is doing something genuinely, then actually it can take the heat out of a situation. Whether he's capable of it or not, we'll have to see tomorrow if he makes a statement.
Fraser, what do you reckon he might say tomorrow or should say tomorrow?
Well, he should apologise. I mean, he can't forever hide behind an official inquiry to reveal whether he did or did not host this party. But he's not a great one for apologies, Boris Johnson. One of his political philosophies is that you shouldn't apologise. It only admits weakness and that people will move on anyway. So he'll probably try to rough it out tomorrow at PMQs. Although I can't quite see where that would get him. I mean, there is an occasion now where it's so clear, so horribly clear, what was happening at the time where he was sending the police after people who did what his colleagues were doing in Number 10. There is no way there's no way edifying way out of this other than to come up with a humble apology. Whether he's capable of that, I guess we'll see tomorrow.
And Salma, there's an extraordinary amount of plotting going on tonight in Westminster, and all day has been actually about, the sort of vulture circling, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, all prime ministers, especially when they're going through a weak period, as Boris Johnson is now, are, under constant threat of the understudies wanting to emerge onto the stage. And I think this is definitely, as I said earlier, a dangerous moment for the Prime Minister. I mean, there's no secret in Westminster about sort of many cabinet ministers who are angling to position themselves to take over from him should, as he famously said, the ball come loose from the scrum. So I think there are going to be lots of questions being asked about his survivability, and certainly lots of temperature tests being taken about where backbench MPs' thoughts and feelings are. And actually, just to add to that, we've just seen a snap poll from YouGov that says 56% of those polled think that the Prime Minister should resign. And I think that is something that will certainly motivate people, especially in the red wall seats.
Salma Shah and Fraser Nelson, thank you very much, both of you, for joining us.